again for another episode of Black Mom Society Fireside Chat. We have Rochelle Allen.
Hi,
Yay!
everyone.
Finally.
Yay.
And so we'll be talking about Strong Black Woman is Not a Wellness Plan. And you know what? This is great because it's March, it's Women's History Month, it's National Reading Week.
Yes.
There's a lot going on. So I'm so happy that we have her. She's here for a limited time only. Limited time only. You don't want to know what time we're doing this at this point. And we're happy to have her. Black Mom Society is a wellness space for all moms, every mom. And we're so happy to have you. Welcome. If this is your first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. And we'll have Rochelle introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Rochelle Allen. I'm the founder and CEO of Stars and Scholars. Stars and Scholars is a non-for-profit that I have. It pertains to kids with special needs and navigating that world of special needs. Being a mom, I have two sons, and my oldest is diagnosed with autism. And I found that, my son that was diagnosed during the pandemic, it was very difficult to navigate that world. It's very difficult, period. But that coupled with a pandemic was just like, it was not something I would highly recommend for others to go through. And so I decided to take that situation and make it a pathway for others and just to show people how you navigate the special needs world from the parent's perspective, from you feeling like, okay, what do I do now? How do my child is diagnosed, or even before then, from the onset of, I think there might be something wrong with my kid. A lot of people want to be in denial, and your denial, how long you're in denial for, determines the success of your child. The longer you're in denial is the less time that you're going to have to be able to give your kid the support that they need and the support that you cannot give them because you're not versed in that. And so that whole period of it just grasping you and knowing, what does it mean? What's wrong with my kid? Is there something wrong with my son or my daughter? And what's my next step? So Stars and Scholars takes you from the very beginning to the success of learning how to navigate special needs and having, all advocates available for you. So it was something that was definitely needed. And I felt like it was a void that I needed to fill in that arena. And I'm glad I was able to do so. And of course, I did that with the help of my dearest friend, Makita Green, Dr. Green. So that's one of the things that I do. Also, we have so much. I think this is fitting that we're talking about this topic. So in addition
How
to
about
being a
all the
founder,
jobs you have?
oh my goodness, I'm like an Indian goddess here. So in addition to being the founder and CEO of Stars and Scholars, sorry, I'm also a detective for NYPD. I work in the detective bureau. I've been here for over 15 years on the job and over 5 years as a detective. I work in a support group of the detective bureau. I'm sure you could find me online. And I'm also a mom. I'm also a partner. There's so much I'm doing. And so I think it's fitting that we have this discussion about this
Yes.
topic.
Yes. I'm going to leave her alone about her multiple jobs before she come for me.
Nobody has more jobs than Makita. No one.
That is a lot, actually, though.
And she's still adding. She's still looking for more.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
this lady's
mean,
crazy.
it's the Caribbean, it's the West Indian in me, you know what I mean? Like, you got to have a job for all these things.
How many 1099s can I
How
generate?
many? Ooh.
Get W-2s. Like, let's see.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think it's our moms. They always said idle hands. And so we make sure we're not
Yes,
idle.
please.
Oh
And
my goodness.
they always made sure we had a schedule. Like, you could never just sit down someplace. Like, you always had to be doing something. Like, so I just feel like we are just built this way. Like, what is it? Built
Yes.
up? Like, built to
Yes,
have
built
multiple
up.
jobs.
we sleep later. So
Seriously, no, for real. For real. So I love that we're talking about this because that is true. I feel
mm,
like there's way too many, there's just way too much about the strong Black woman. What does that look like? I feel like we just talked about our moms being these strong Black Caribbean women that,
mhm,
came to this country and, the whole story. And so just needing to have it all because they never we didn't see them complain. Like I don't even know,
ever
I don't know how they did, honestly. Like I don't ever recall seeing my mother cry or
cry, complain. And I had to ask her
complain
the
or
other day. I was just like, "How'd you do this? Like, let's
seriously.
be real. Like, we're here now. Where it's a different dynamic. We're yes, we'll always be mother and daughter, but we're two adults now. Let's talk. How did you do this?
Right.
Because this is not for the weak.
It's
So
not.
it's not.
It, I'm like, what are you doing? And she's still working. My mother is still working. She has not retired. I don't think she knows what retired looks like or what that means.
Oh gosh, my
But
mother's retired, but her retirement is not the typical retirement. She's a full time. I would call her. She's a full time caretaker of two boys, and then she manages households. So she's really not retired. This is
yeah,
what she does.
they always make themselves busy. You know what I mean? So I
They
just feel
have
like
to. You
they
have
have
to. It
to.
keeps them young.
It does. It does. And I feel like that has always been our blueprint for what
Hmm.
strong Black women should be. But I feel like as the time goes on, and I feel like we have integrated and acculturated a little bit better, a little bit more than our parents because they kind of just stayed in their silos of Flatbush, and we kind of like ventured out and were
Everywhere.
exposed to a little bit more. Yeah, so I
Hmm.
feel like kind of got the understanding of like, okay, strong Black woman from from different experiences. I just i just don't know. It's definitely not a wellness plan. They marketed this whole
Listen,
thing like when we were
this
growing
is
up. I'm
we had
like,
a growing up what we thought it was gonna be and what it actually is two very different things.
two different things.
And I feel like there's this narrative that the strong Black woman, she's career oriented, she's a mother, or she may not be a mother, or she can, she can be an aunt or a mother figure to others, depending. And they're a partner, they're married, they have everything going. You have to drink water and mind your business and go to the gym and thrive and be the great best friend and catch up and do all these and be the soccer mom. Listen, and then keep the house clean.
Hmm.
That is not real. You're gonna drive yourself crazy. Okay? You're gonna try to do your best at something, but you're gonna fail. If anything, Shonda Rhimes said it best. She says, "Where you see me excelling in one area of my life, I am failing somewhere else." I may
True.
be thriving and writing the best season of Scandal or Grey's Anatomy. But as a mom, I'm missing someone. I think she has three daughters. And she's like, I'm
Yeah,
missing one of their plays and their, extracurricular activities.
it's
Like
true.
it's not easy. And I feel like now that we have this platform of social media, and as much as a lot of us are successful, I think we owe it to ourselves and we owe it to the to others who are also around us because we're helping each other grow. It's not just younger women, it's women in our age group, like people who are looking for a safe space. This is a safe space. Strong Black women, it's that narrative. You create that for yourself and you define that. But doing the multi hyphenated things and trying to do it all is going to make you lose your mind.
It is,
Okay,
especially
take it from two women who've definitely done it and have been
I have.
boohooing on the phone like I can't do this
I
anymore.
need
There were
help.
two kids and everybody's crying. I don't know what to do. Listen, It is.
You got to
And
pick
I
your
went
poison.
from, I remember, you definitely do. I remember my first son, I was newly married. I newly married, had an infant, and had a new position. And I'm like, this should be like the peak. Like I should be in my glory. I'm a new mom, I'm a new wife, and I'm in this career field that I really wanted to be in. And I am so depressed. And so this is something that I couldn't do. And it's something that I couldn't do. It was just really frustrating. And I couldn't understand how to function and I couldn't understand how to appreciate it. So I just had to stop and figure it out and see what it is that I needed to work on. And
Hmm.
once I was able to break it down, I was a new mom and there was hormonal changes and those things that I had to do. Like I couldn't focus. So I had to figure out how can I navigate where I am to be able to get where I need to be.
So how did you
Um,
do that? What'd you do?
I cried.
Okay. One.
I cried a lot.
One.
I cried a lot. I'm over here trying to figure it out. I'm gonna work and I'm gonna wash these bottles or I'm gonna do everything. And I just found myself to be stressed and tired. And it took someone who was much older than me and she did it all. She did it before. And she's just like, you can't do everything. And there's no prize for doing everything. She was just like,
Mhm.
do what you can when you can, and that's it. There's always gonna be mom guilt. There's always gonna be like, oh, I should have done this. Sit down
Yeah.
and relax. Go to sleep, hold your kid, and figure it out day by day. Like you cannot do everything. And once I really just started becoming a veteran and being a mom, then I became a mom again, and I was just nervous about that whole path. And I'm like, oh, I don't think I'm doing this right, and I had to just calm down. And I'm like, the laundry will get done. No, I'm not cooking this week. We're gonna do takeout because it's either
Stop.
that or
I don't care.
I can fold up. Yes, I can fold up all these clothes and get everything done. And then I'm in the hospital, like with the IV in my arm because I'm passed out from exhaustion, or I'm screaming at everybody. Like it's insane. But you do what you can, and it's okay. It's
Everybody will
okay.
be okay. I had to learn that. I had to really learn that because I was trying to be it all. And don't even I don't even know. Don't even know. I think one day I just
Yeah,
escaped, came to Jersey,
just
and I just stayed out there for the week. I was
that's
like, yeah,
it.
I'm good. I'm done.
And you just
Like,
start, you just lose it. You start kicking and screaming. You're screaming at
I
everybody. You're like, that's
screaming.
it. I'm done. This is nonsense. And you're losing your mind. You just feel like you're
Yeah.
losing your mind. And you shouldn't feel like that. It happens. It's normal. But once you've gotten over that, then you have to say, okay, well, I can't continue kicking and screaming and flipping out on everybody. So how do I navigate? I actually watched this woman on Instagram. It's the simple things that really get you.
Hmm.
So I'm used to, again, I could just do everything on the weekends. You can't do everything on the weekends because you need to
No.
rest. She literally said, you pick a day to do everything. Every day you do one thing. And I'm like, really? That's it? And she literally picked Tuesday, she'll do laundry. Wednesday, she'll separate the laundry days. Then she's cleaning the bathroom one day. And I'm like, this is so simple. Why didn't I think of this? And really started to, between that and journaling and the beginning of the week, just taking time to just write everything out. Hey, this is what I need to do for the week. Once I get it through, set up the calendar, set up the schedules. These are the things that the kids need to do. This is what I need to do. This is what my partner needs to do. Just bills, everything. Writing stuff down in a calendar and
Yeah.
journaling, and it sounds so simple. It's just like, why am I not doing this? Because you're trying to be Superwoman. We have the Superwoman complex.
Because you see, you know what it is too. Like I, what I had to do was that I had to trim the fat. I called it trim the fat. I just stopped
Mhm.
talking to certain people. Honestly, I only spoke to people that made sense because at the end of the day, like you'll see certain like, and it make and it sounds weird, but it's the truth. It's not to say that no one could be but when when certain people are in your circle, you observe them. It's not
Mhm.
it's just what you do. You observe them, especially if you guys are in the same level, not so much in the same profession,
Yes.
but in the same level or
Hmm.
in the same pathways or whatever it is. Like,
Hmm.
you start to observe them, you start to see, okay, what is it that they're doing, not doing, whatever. Not everyone, whatever they do does not fit your
Your
situation or your
mold. Yes,
household or whatever
exactly.
it is.
We're pretty similar, so it
Yeah.
was always bouncing stuff off of each other. And I'm like, Makita, I'm over here, I'm losing my mind. Makita's like, go get a maid and go get someone to do the like it's that
For
simple.
real.
I'm sending you numbers. And I'm like,
It's true. Because
okay.
my sister, and that was the best. Yo, I claim her every day. My sister in law. I tell you, she told me. She said, "What are you arguing for?" She's like, "You guys are arguing about the same thing all the time." She was like, "Get a housekeeper. Get someone to come and clean that house at least once a month, once every couple of weeks. It doesn't matter." She was like, "Just get somebody to just cut the fat, cut all of that stuff." And I was like, why would I waste my money on that? And she's like, no. She was like, you need to. She was like, you have to. She was like, this doesn't make any sense. And I was
Hmm.
like, you know what? You're right. The first time smooth sailing. Didn't have to worry about that again. And then I was like, what else can I do? Started calling somebody to cook the food, this and that. Cause I was like, you know what?
Yes.
Can't. Cause it's too much. And that's when
Hmm.
I started like trimming the fat, because you realize that when you start emulating, because then you see like, okay, certain people, they're doing it all, but then do they have the same career as you? Do they have the same responsibilities as you? The answer is no.
Hmm.
They don't. And to the point where now I don't even feel guilty about the fact that there are some days that I order out, or he doesn't eat cooked food. Like, it's fine. The child is fine.
Child's
And
thriving.
he's thriving. Because at the
Not just
end of
living,
the
thriving.
day, thriving. Because what can I do? At the end of the day, I can't sit here and take him to all of these games, all these practices, all these things, and
Hmm.
still come back and heat up food and do this no. Like, it has to be, at least there has to be some reality in all of this.
Hmm.
And
What is it called? It's called there's Instagram versus reality.
yeah,
Like there's and I love her. I love her. There's absolutely no shade, but I think we all started. Everyone like started making their own meme about it. I think it's the model Nara, and she'll start cooking, and she'll say, "I was craving a donut, so I decided to make it from scratch." And she's like, and then she's showing you, she's talking in this beautiful, just soothing voice, and it captures you. And you're like sitting there, you're scrolling through her whole feed, and you're learning how to make donuts and bubble gum from scratch. But she's a model, and so is her husband, and they have a beautiful family. But you guys don't have the same dynamics. So you're like, why can I do that? Because you do a lot. You guys have different lives. You can't sit there and make donuts from scratch because you don't have the time. She does, God bless, but that's not you.
I can't do that.
Yeah,
The type of job I have, the type of career I have, I
can't.
I can't. Like, I just want to sit. Like, honestly, like, before I had kids, I would sit. Since I got from home, I would at least take 2 hours and like
And
decompress
vegetate.
from Housewives or Kardashians or some reality show.
A bottle
Like,
of wine, a box of pizza, and just
just chill out, because it's
vegetate on the
too much.
couch. I
Seriously,
miss that.
because it's too much. Now you
Mhm.
have this kid, you have people that are like looking at you for like some food and everything else, and you're like, "Ugh, okay."
Everyone's just
Like,
staring at you
homework.
like the baby. Everyone is
Right.
just like,
Everybody is like,
"Mm,
you gonna feed him?
you gonna feed me? Hey."
Please, please.
And then you find yourself being like like you feel like you're overstimulated and you're just being overtouched. It's like,
Yeah.
mommy, mom, mom, babe, hey, and you're like, stop touching me. Everyone is like either physically or some way like contacting you, like, stop.
I used to say I was gonna change my name. I'm just gonna change my name
all the time.
Like, don't
And I'm
call
not going
me.
to tell you what I'm changing it to. Just don't call me.
Seriously, like, don't call me. It's like, please.
Like, what's your new name? I'm not telling you because I don't want you to contact me.
Don't want your contact.
Mhm.
Like, please.
Mhm.
Go on Starbucks something. Like, one day I just walked out
Right.
and I just went to Starbucks. I was like, I'm done with this. I'm over it. Like, I
Listen,
quit.
sometimes you're just so tired. I think the other day I was just tired, and I was talking to a colleague of mine, and I was like, if you cut me, I will bleed Starbucks and prayers. Like that's how I'm holding on. Just like sometimes that's just what it is. Other days are great. Other days it's like I am functioning off of Starbucks and prayers.
Prayers. Especially during this Lent season. Starbucks and prayers.
Ooh. And I gave up social media, and then I also gave up sugar in my coffee and in my tea. So this is like full rocket fuel coffee and tea.
It's good though. Didn't I
It
always tell you,
is.
right? Isn't it right? She asked
Yes.
me how I function all this
It's
time. Like the strongest coffee you could ever find.
oh my
It's
gosh.
mine.
It's I think now so when I do have sweets, I'm like,
Yeah, you're not gonna like it.
it's too much.
Mm,
I don't think I'm liking it. Which
mm.
is good because we all need to cut back on the sugar. But listen, in this Lenten season, it's been a challenge. It's challenging, but that's Lent. They'll do that to you.
It will. I don't like it, but it's fine. Do what you gotta do. I don't like it.
Yes. But again, like for just women across, like we have a lot on our plates already as being Black women. We always have to be twice as educated, twice as much as everyone else. And it can be daunting. And you just need to sometimes just feel like you can let your hair down.
Yeah.
And and again with the own expectations that you set for yourself and the stuff that you set for your life that you feel need to figure out what you need to do. So when you have these certain
Mm.
expectations, you just want to make sure that you meet them, and then you just have all these other things. You can put a lot of strain on yourself, and I
Yes,
feel like you need to be able to just know that there's a safe space that you can't do everything, and it's okay not to be able to do everything. You just need to know that
you
you can
can.
do what you can do, and it's okay, and you're
It
strong and
is.
in the capacity that you're in.
Because where we can't, where it's not safe at work. So you might as well just do what you gotta do there. Like it's hard. Like
Mhm,
we have to be our own safe spaces because
mhm.
there is no safe space in her face. She's like, yeah. She's like, there's
Definitely.
none. Like,
No.
because you literally have to be on 10 all the time, especially where we are in what is this, mid-career, mid management,
Yes. And
whatever
social
time
media doesn't
falls.
help either.
Oh God, no. Does not
That's
help.
another thing. That's so
That's another
unrealistic.
thing. I'm like you're not helping. Like I don't want to hear about the poor leadership and the this and that because guess why? I still have to go back and deal with them. So you're not giving me any strategies. You're just telling me
What
about
I already know.
what I already know about the poor leadership and why good workers and strong employees leave. I know that. That's
Yeah.
why I'm trying to hold
We've
on
we've
in
left.
this big 2026.
We've left. Now what?
We can't
We've
leave our
been there.
job.
We can't leave again. What are we doing now?
We like nice
That,
things.
now what? Yes.
We like very expensive things. Where we
Yes.
going?
Yes. Help me get from this point to where you're talking. Thank you. Thank you.
Exactly. And stop telling me about what I already know about this poor leadership that I still have to deal with, that I still have to smile at, that I still have to write these emails to, that I still have to figure it out and navigate because
Mhm.
and then don't tell me about the poor coworker that I have to deal with that doesn't know what they're doing, and I got to figure it out, and then they're putting their work on me. Like, listen.
Also, one thing I've learned, doesn't pay to be confident. Like you thinking that you're
You
efficient
ain't
and
talking about
proficient, like
me,
I can do this,
please.
doesn't pay to be confident. Like just know that your competency, you're adding way more onto your plate. So if you feel like your cup is already runneth over, good luck with being
You want to know
confident.
why?
Sometimes you
Because
have to play dumb.
yeah, but you want to know why we were not brought up and raised in our schools to be income. We were raised to be the best. We were raised to be overachievers. We were raised to be. We were
Hmm.
in gifted programs. Like we are product. We are great products of the New York City public education system
Oh yeah.
and the gifted and
Oh yeah.
talented. Okay,
And the gifted and talented program. And they were
the
like,
gifted
yeah,
and
we can
talented.
do it. It's just like, you know what? Sometimes I want to go, I don't know.
But that's a
Because we're
learned
so used
trait,
to
though.
always having an yes, but now I had to unlearn it. Because many times I'm like, you know
Mm.
what? I'm not raising my hand. Like, hey, I need someone to do it. I'm like, do you know how to? And I know the answer. I'm like, no, I don't.
Everyone's like, nope,
For my sanity, no, I don't. No, no,
nope.
no, never heard of it.
But that could be a part of the wellness plan because you got to
That
be
is
able to
that is the
like
wellness plan.
that is the wellness
Pretend you
plan.
don't know. That is the
Like I
wellness
didn't hear you.
plan.
Like I didn't hear you. Like I'm sorry, I
No,
didn't hear that at that moment. I
I didn't know.
can
This is
you
how you navigate. This is how you navigate mid-level management, corporate life, every life. Like you have to work, and you have to work with other people who are not as highly functional as you are, and just to avoid you just being overloaded. Sometimes pretend you don't know. It works.
nothing.
Mhm,
Like
mhm. They'll
I'm
find.
a
They'll
piece.
have to figure it
I'm like,
out.
what's going on?
Drink
Be
water
like, what
and.
happened? Oh. Ooh.
I don't know the answer to that. I'm
I
sorry.
don't know. Didn't you work on that case? No,
Sounds
I
familiar,
did.
but no,
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 no, I
no,
don't. I don't recall.
I don't recall.
2 weeks later, oh, I think I did. Oh, you already found somebody? Okay.
Mhm. I don't recall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like once you figure out your own, navigated your own lane, and you realize that, being a strong Black woman is not you taking everything on, where, it's
Hmm.
knowing your limitations and knowing that when you've reached the point that you're feeling overwhelmed or you're approaching that point of feeling overwhelmed, that you can draw back and pour into yourself, that you can delegate. I think, and this is not just something that we're just talking about, it's stuff that we do all the time. Sometimes we'll just go into these zones of where we're trying to just achieve everything and do it on our own. But you have to delegate. Sometimes you have to give out
Yeah.
different jobs. Hey, I can't do this. Not able to do that. After that's what you have a village for. You can do being a
Yes.
strong Black woman is not you doing it on your own. It's you having a village that you can rely on.
It's true. That's why I trimmed the fat. The village is small. Population of like 10.
Listen, it works, but you have to you have to
Yeah.
depend on your village, and you have to know, hey, I can only do so much, and that is okay. And that is a strong Black woman, knowing your limitations, not trying to take
Hmm.
everything on, because there's no prize for being overworked. What's going to end up
No.
happening is that you're going to end up in a hospital, and you're going to get sick, and you're going to deal with chronic stress and fatigue, and your blood pressure is going to go up, and your hair is going to fall out, and you're
And
going to
you're
lose
gonna
your
end up
mind.
being on medication.
Mhm.
It's a lot. And then you know what? Is that's a very true statement because I mean, there's an increase of Black women that are suffering from cardiovascular diseases, heart attacks. I mean, sure, I
Mhm.
mean the amount of women that I have seen that are in their 30s, and we're in our 30s. I mean, we're in our 30s, and they are in the hospital for all
Yeah,
of these
just
things.
yeah.
It's scary, and a
Mhm.
lot of it has to do with stress, has to do with, overworking. And something that I, was told on, when I was on a job is that, you go out on that stretcher and they've already hired somebody else to come and take your place. Like, yeah, there may be a shortage of psychologists, but they'll find somebody to take your place.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very true. We're all replaceable. And so there is no need for us to kill ourselves.
Hmm.
There's no need.
Just like how
Yeah.
you would pour into a job, you make sure that you in that career, make sure you pour into yourself. It's
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't pay to sit there and
It
be
doesn't.
overstimulated, overworked, and you're just running on fumes at that point.
Yeah. Or pouring into that person, that partner, or whatever it may be, friend, whatever, that's just not working for
Yeah,
you.
no,
Like, get
hell no,
out.
get out. That's
Get
another
out.
topic, Lord.
That's another topic.
We, we can
Like,
do we
get
can do that
out.
topic too. The get out.
Get out. For real. Because it's not working. It's not
No.
working. We'll definitely be back next month for that one.
We will talk about the get. We're gonna call that the Get Out series. We'll talk about
Yeah,
that
to
one.
get out there for real. Because it's not happening. Like, we're not doing it. Because that too can lead to stress. That too can lead you on
Hmm.
some like medication that you don't want to be on, because it may not it's something like, what you said about Shonda Rhimes, like it's something. And you
Yeah, and you're
gotta
not gonna excel in every part. It's
know.
okay. Like you just have to be willing to you have to pivot, but then there comes a point where you're not gonna be able to do everything, and you have to be okay with
Yeah,
that.
and everybody will be fine. But I'm gonna
Yes.
make sure that I get what I need to get. I get that Starbucks and that prayer in, because it nothing stopping me from getting my prayers. Because let me
All the
tell
good
you,
Lord knows
listen,
his
that's what's holding
servants.
us together. Okay, a prayer in
Hmm.
the morning, in the afternoon, in the
Listen,
evening, and at night, all in between, is you have to.
necessary.
It's necessary. It's
Couldn't do this
scary
without
times.
him.
It's scary times. But yes, but I'm
Yes.
so happy for my sister to be here. So we are going to be back again next month, because yeah. No, seriously, we're back next month for something else. She already knows. We've already confirmed it. We're
Yes.
here for
We have
it.
more in store.
Yes, so we're here. Yay! So thank you, Rochelle. She is the founder and CEO of Stars and Scholars Incorporated. If you want to learn more, please make sure that you contact her. I'll make sure that her information is at the bottom of the screen so that you can get your tiny humans in that program. Summer's coming up, so I know she's going to have something great.
Oh, Makita.
So
Definitely will have more in store. We'll definitely provide all the information that you need. So far, we already have a wait list. So I will get everything
cool.
out to Makita so that we can, disseminate this information and you can learn more about Stars and Scholars because I'm so excited to share all that I have to give. So
Yes.
thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Motherhood Unplugged Black Moms Can Mom Talk. If anything we discussed spoke to your heart, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to stay in the loop with more powerful conversations that center Black motherhood. If you are looking for coaching support around parenting, transition, stress management, or executive functioning, visit blackmomsociety.com to learn more and book a free discovery call. And don't forget to follow up on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Black Mom Society for real mom moments, practical tools, and upcoming events and town halls and podcasts. Tap the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Take care of yourself, mama. You matter.